All right. We are live. We'll wait a little bit while I share this so that we can get people in. And we'll go from there. Let's see. Copy. All right. So yes, tonight, Sylvia will still be doing aura clearings. We'll still have all the fun stuff that we always do. We're going to try and add in some new stuff. It'll be good. We'll get this out to everybody so that they can see we're live. Almost there.
No worries.
All right. We have Steve R. and Alyssa R. that both say hi. So, hey guys. Let me move this over. I love having all the monitors so I can see everything. But then I'm not looking always at the camera. All right, so yes, tonight we will be doing the aura clearings again. Of course, giving messages, insight, answering questions. We'll definitely ask Justin to tell a story. Since I am not in the car when we start this and do half of it, we'll be doing our drawing again. We'll be pulling cards. We'll be doing all of the things. All of the things. So.
Yeah, I already pulled Steve a card.
Okay, go for it.
I knew he was coming in first, so I pulled him a card. Steve, I pulled for you. It's called Blessings. And it's the light of God, the source of all creation, radiates throughout the universe, permeating everything in existence. The very same light that warms your skin on a sunny day exists inside your heart and connects you to everything in existence. Contemplate the significance of this for a moment and allow an awe-inspiring feeling of gratitude to flow over you. You are truly blessed.
That's a beautiful card.
I love these cards, and that's what the front of them looks like. These are the ones that Tara picked out.
Beautiful. He said that he'll take any messages that come for him. And then, of course, after the messages, an aura cleansing from Sylvia. Hint, hint.
But I'll go ahead and go out there if it's okay. It's got a green aura, so I think that's typical for him.
Yeah.
A healing aura. Right. I don't know. It's my phone. I'll go ahead and you do that if that's okay. I'll go ahead and go do that while you work on messages. Does that work?
Yeah, that totally works.
Okay. Okay, Steve R. I'm coming to you now, dear.
I'm pulling a spirit animal oracle card for Alyssa. And I pulled the brown bear spirit, and it says, take time out. We'll see what the book says.
Whoop. And for Alyssa, I got whatever you are thinking about, don't do it. Now is not the fucking time. And I also got a second one for Alyssa that says, step away from the crazy making diet for a hot second. Kale and spirulina taste like ass. Eat some yummy shit. Bacon, chocolate, beer, get some. I have never seen this card in my deck before.
I've never heard you read it.
No, usually it's telling you to eat some healthy shit. But this one says some yummy shit.
And it goes with take time out. Both of those cards, they all three resonate with each other.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
And then Cindy would also like some messages. Do you have any more messages for Steve past that card?
Nothing that I've written down yet. They're coming through, but I got to figure out what they mean.
I got a duck coasting on the water. Like he's all cool, calm, and collected on the outside, but his feet underneath are going, and he's working really hard. But I'm still trying to get more on that one too.
I hate when I can't figure out what it means when you see something, what the actual meaning for it is.
Yeah. For Cindy, I pulled some sassy cards, and she got the opposite of Alyssa. Cindy got eat your fucking vegetables, eat some shit made by Mother Nature, and have you eaten? You're acting like a big ass baby. You need food in your belly. Eat a fucking taco.
That's my card.
So hopefully that helps. And then I need to, we are back to doing the drawing tonight. I did have 2 people reach out about being drawing winners. So I'm going to follow up with Justin on those ones. And then as we keep going through, if you ask for, we're doing aura cleansings with Sylvia again tonight. Justin will be on here in a little bit. He's coming straight from work, and we're going to have him do a story time tonight again, a new story. And then also at the end, we're going to do the drawing. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in there, and we will get your name put in for the drawing. And I'm already behind, so I'm going to catch up on that really quick.
I drew a card for Cindy. I got Inner Calling. And you can choose to see your biggest challenges as your best opportunities for interchange and growth. And you see the path. And there's your highest self at the end of the path.
So I'm back to let me know I should speak.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
So Steve, so your all's green, as I told you. Looks fine there, but I had a little bit of something in your chest. So, you've had a bit of a cold or something. So I cleared that. I cleared that out for you. And your legs were bothering you a little bit. So I took care of that as well, and cleaned up the aura. You had the your sacral chakra wasn't moving in the right direction, so you know what, I'm there, but go ahead and stretch my limits, right? And I took care of that. And I'm just looking really quickly. I mean, you look fine. You look fine otherwise, dear. I hope that helps you to feel better. I would like to see you get a little more rest. I saw some of that in your aura as well. So I primed you up, so you should have some more energy. But you should try to get a little more rest. I think that would be good. And I know that's laughable because I know you've got a lot of small ones running around. But that if you could try to do that would be good. And then did someone say? I was listening. Of course, I was listening. I was eavesdropping. Did someone say something about a duck?
Yes.
So I can tell you what. Go ahead, dear. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
A
off.
duck that's on the water, looking cool, calm and collected, but the feet underneath the water are just going.
Mm-hmm. So the duck symbolism, if you want me to just cover that very quickly, dear.
Yeah.
It's basically, it symbolizes clarity, family, love, vigilance. Yes, it's a totem, intuition, a nurturing individual, law of protection. Ducks are beautiful and they float and they do all those things, but try to grab it and see what happens, right? So a lot of self-expression. They also are very grounded. They represent great balance, almost with the red aura. Great balance and wonderful grounding. And particularly the male duck is a figure really of happiness and joy. So it's a lovely symbolism. It's quite lovely what you got. That's very, very nice. I like that. In floating on the water, just making it happen, right? I mean, that's what they do, right? They never go under. They go under intentionally, right? But they come right back up. So it's quite lovely. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. Good job.
And while you were out that way, did you also get messages for Alyssa R?
I did. If I could, she's a beautiful orange. She's got a beautiful orange aura, which is the color of the sacral chakra. So I did grab a couple of things. I'm glad that your recent you had a family event, visit, I should say. Shouldn't say visitor, visit. And I'm happy that went well. Congratulations on that. I know you were a bit concerned about that. And I also I'm hearing about your brother, that he will be fine. You don't need to worry about that. That he will be okay. There'll be no there's no relapse. Don't worry about that. He's not the type, he learns from his vices and his habits, right? He doesn't repeat those, so you don't need to worry about the 2 steps back issue that you're concerned about. So I did get those. And then if it's okay with her, I'd go ahead and clear her. Oh, if it's okay. I got the dolphin with her, which is her spirit animal. That's not a surprise at all. There's always a dolphin with her. So, but if it's okay, I could clear her aura, Taylor.
Sure, I will wait for her confirmation of that.
Okay.
And then while we're waiting for that, what about messages for Cindy T? I gave her some nice sassy cards, but I'm sure she'd appreciate some other messages from others as well.
She's got, so I always have to go to the R first because I feel the energy. So hello, Cindy, I'm glad that you're here. We're blessed to have you here. So you'll have and you didn't have this last time, I think. You have you're always a beautiful, kind of a lemon yellow, if you will. Lemon, well, canary, thank you. It's quite lovely. You didn't have that last time. The yellow is, that's the solar plexus chakra. So rules, intellect, self-esteem, personal power, that type of thing. strong vibrations with the yellow mean very strong confidence in an individual. So in individuals such as yourself, the ability to inspire others and guide them to achieve greatness as well as yourself. So it's very, very lovely. You're able to positively motivate others and bring people together, friends and family and that type of thing. So it's quite lovely. It's beautiful actually. And messages. So I always go to the auras because I feel those, see those right away. So it's a well, there's a lot, I see a lot of movement. Well, I see a lot of building blocks. So what that tells me is there's a lot of movement going on. I almost want to say construction work, if you will. Thank you. Yes, I'm seeing the heart now. Sort of, I'm seeing like a construction worker, that type of thing, which tells me that there's a lot of things that are under construction. But I feel very good about it because with that, what I'm seeing with that then is a very beautiful lit path. I think there's a couple of things new that have either come to you or come to you very, very soon. A couple of things you've been hoping for and putting out there. And those who are happy, there's two things in particular I'm picking up on. So you have a couple of things to look forward to very, very much, dear. You're moving in the right direction. And I keep seeing a birthday cake, so I don't, maybe there's somebody's birthday coming up or something. But I feel your energy, and your energy feels really good. Probably better than I've felt it before. So it's quite lovely. It's quite lovely. Congratulations, dear. I think that's it. And I'll certainly listen if I pick something up.
Liz, you're muted.
I keep seeing a pastel forest, but I don't know what it means.
Did you say a cattail forest, dear? Is that what you said?
I keep seeing a pastel forest.
Pastel, Pierre is pastel color, yeah.
Yes, but I for her, but I don't know what that means.
Well, I can tell you in part, it's a I can see it now too. It's very it's a feel good, almost the magenta colors. It's growth, it's expansion, it's beauty shining down on a certain area, a focus, which sort of blends in with what I said about. There's a couple of things that Cindy, you have going on that are clearing out. So it's shining down a lot on those things in a very pretty and beautiful way. You know, the focus doesn't have to be just the white, you know, the bright white light or anything else. It can be a beautiful color like that, which resonates. And also, Liz, and if you may have picked up the smell of it too, it's the smell of flowers. It's very nice. That's part of path. And I'm seeing that. And so as you're walking down your path, you're going to see that also, dear. You're going to come across that. And please go through it because as I'm looking at, there's some healing in there for you as well. So it's just to clarify, it's the light shining down in that color and it's showing beautiful things. So that's the metaphor for it, if you will. And it's quite pretty, even with some kind of shiny crystal bits in there, yeah? I do have one more thing that just came to me for Cindy. There's there's something going on with a looks like parts of friends and family. I can see a gathering. That's what I see, yeah. I see a gathering, and you're feeling not quite sure about that gathering. You know, to go, not to go, you know, how you feel about that type of thing. But I think that it's quite important that you do go. I'm feeling that, and I think you're happy that you did. I think you'll have a lovely time. So what I don't want is I don't want you to worry over that or fret over that. It'll be just fine. I'm just feeling kind of this tug, you know, like you're kind of push and pull of should I not kind of thing. I think you'd be glad that you did go, Jeff. You do. I think it'd be quite nice. I would encourage that. So, but don't worry about it. I don't want you to worry about it or lay awake worrying about it at night. So that helps, yeah.
Yeah. And then we did get confirmation from Alyssa R that she would like a clearing. So if you could go to her, and then if you could follow up after her with Nicole B, that would be great. I'm just going to send you the whole mission.
Okay, dear. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. And then next up, 4 messages, we have Nicole B. Nicole, as soon as I read your name, I saw you embarking on a new adventure. I saw you like an airplane taking off. So I'm not sure if it's a physical one or if it's a spiritual one, but based on how you were dressed, my impression is that it's something related to your career or something professional, and that it's a solo trip. And that, and then I definitely got the feeling of some nervousness, but was told that you need to clear that nervousness away and just go in with some confidence because it's all gonna end up the way you want it to. Liz, did you have anything for Nicole B?
Yeah, I saw doors opening for her. Like new doors opening as part of that change and growth and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. And then I'm sure once Sylvia gets back from doing those cleansings, she'll have more information for you as well. I'll try and see if I can get further information, but that's what they've given me so far. Next up, we have, hold on, scrolling. Cindy said she had tacos last night. And she said she knows about those damn veggies. Steve felt Sylvia in his chest. Good to know. All right. Oh, Maddie C is wondering if there are any messages for her. Instantly with Maddie, I felt like a knot in my stomach. Like there's something that you've been avoiding addressing that you need to. Like the time has come and it's kind of at a point of conclusion where it needs to be brought to light. And I also got the feeling of some turbulence. So I don't think that conversation is going to be that fun, but I do think that there's something that has come to a head.
I heard immediately, don't question yourself. Kind of like, don't question yourself, you know the truth.
Next up, we have Paul C. asking if there are any messages for him and a sassy card. So let me pull a sassy card for you right now. Woo. We got a lot. Hold on.
So, just let me know. I can come to list it. I'm back.
Yes, Sylvia, go ahead.
Yeah, lovely, dear. Actually, yours felt very, very good. You've got your green on tonight. Wonderful healer. Sometimes you're orange, sometimes you're green. Well, you change, the energies change. But your chakras look really good. I cleared that out. I felt some of the same tiredness with you, and I know that's because you're running around, right, with a lot of young ones. I understand that. There's a decision that you want to make, or you need to make. I'm hearing, or that you're thinking about, with the youngest one that you have, our little Magenta. So related to feedings and that type of thing. So I think you understand that. So I'll leave it at that and just say that you're moving in the right direction on that. And that will be okay. It'll be fine. So it will be just fine. Really, she's the last thing you need to worry about, or maybe the first thing you need to worry about. And just kidding, it was a joke, but it felt very nice. You're so loving, kind, caring, tender, and such a good mem. Always on top of things. Very systematic, very foundational. Everything builds on everything. And she does such a good job of that. I'm keeping everybody, including Steve R, in line. So I love it. Yeah, it's you're clear. I hope you feel better, a little more energized now. And if it's Taylor, I can go ahead. I do have just one quick message for Nicole, if you want to come to that. Yeah.
Yes, we can go back to Nicole for sure.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to talk about this.
Nope. You are perfect.
So I just have two things that just came to me. One is big changes. So I see a pathway, and I see stepping stones. The old one door closes and opens. I see very good things happening. I feel very, very good about it. You have some thoughts, or maybe even some. You have a brother or a friend that's a brother-like. You've got some concern about a person, and I'd like to convey that you don't need to be concerned. You're either questioning something or you just have some worry about something, but that's why I'm picking up that you don't need to be concerned about that, because everything will be fine. It'll turn out fine, so don't concern yourself with that. And then I also got maybe you're thinking about perhaps purchasing a new vehicle. So that feels very nice. I'm getting a big go on that. So if you've got that on your mind here, I'm getting a strong push forward on that. And I see you going on a trip, driving trip, or so I don't see how to play it. I see it on a driving trip. So it looks like to visit friends and whatnot. So what I'm hearing is you need to maybe cut loose a little bit and not be so bogged down and concerned about things. Just cut loose, even if it's just for a weekend or something. You'll feel better and you won't be as tired. So, but I feel real good about you. I mean, just looking at you, it's quite beautiful. So, a lot of big changes. But it's very good. So I hope that helps you. Sorry, Taylor.
No, you're perfect. We had started to kind of touch on Maddie C as well. I don't know if any messages pop up immediately for her.
Oh, my dear Maddie. So she's also she's one of my healers, right? You're beautiful. I'm coming to you. I hope it's okay. So you've got a healing going on. What I'm feeling, so I'm going to clear it while I'm talking. That's okay. I'm kind of multitask this because I know I just got on and on, right? I just knob on all night. So I'm clearing it, yeah. While I'm talking to you. So you've got something on your mind. I think I might have even said this in the last time we met. You've got some things on your mind. You've got some topics. I'm just going to call them topics, subjects that I'm taking a hard road here. That you need to make some decisions on, and they're bothering you. So, but what I want you to know is that you can't go wrong either way. Whatever you do, it will be fine. And you always have all of our love and support either way. So, and you're so smart. I mean, you can't go wrong either way. Yeah, you're supported. So I don't like you laying up worrying about stuff like that. So you don't need to do that anymore. Also, I do like, I'm seeing the clearings and the, I'm seeing the protection right now that you put on yourself, which is very good. So you did a beautiful job on that, yeah. I really like that a lot. But yeah, you've got some things on your mind that you need to go ahead and you know, when you're ready, push forward on. I mean, it will be okay because remember, you know, you move forward and you move forward and you move forward, right? You close the door and you move forward. So everything will be fine. It'll be just fine. I see you having fun with a friend, so almost looks like a neighbor or something. But what I'm hearing is maybe you should you know, just bring it down a little bit and relax. I think you need more rest. Yeah, I see that in your aura as well. And I know you've got little ones running around as well, so I do understand that. But maybe try to get a little more rest. Yeah, I think you'd feel better. But I see you with a friend, you know, maybe just an evening out might be good for you. I have that pretty strong impression that just evening out would be good for you, yeah. Just relax, take a breath, you know, breathe. Remember to breathe deep for me. Everything is good and everything will be just fine, yeah. I see you taking us a trip later this summer as well. So and that looks like that'll be fun. That's kind of, it's a gathering almost like I mentioned earlier, but it's not the same gathering. But I do see you doing something with water and that type of stuff, which you like water anyway. So when that opportunity comes up, you should take that there. I don't think you're aware of it yet, I'm hearing, but you'll hear about it soon. So you should take the opportunity to do that. You know, the babies are growing up and you know, then everybody goes all the different directions, right? And not everybody can get together anymore. So take that time a bit. I just want you to feel good that everything will be fine. I'm just so glad that you're here and that you come to this. We just love having you here. You've got guides with you. I've quite a few with you. I know the 3. It feels very good. You've got a lot of protection, a lot of power around you, and everything is quite well. So I hope that helps. Yeah.
Great. Next up, we have Paul C. wondering if there are any messages for him, and then also a sassy card. So for Paul, I got put the fucking phone down. Too much screen time is making you awkward and sad. Go talk to a live person. So I hope that helps.
I always see Paul in a tracksuit and like he's getting ready to run a big race. Always. And I see the track and he's running around and around and around.
I see. Hello, Paul. See, it's lovely to have you there. I'm glad you're here. You're wearing you've got a tan on tonight. I think you had that on last time too. So the very foundational aura, the brick, mortar, aura. You're wearing that very strong, which is quite beautiful. I just had one something that came to me quickly, which was and I may have touched on this last time, but just remember that it's your life to live, not someone else's. So whatever it is that you pursue, or those things that you pursue, you don't have to ask for permission. And you don't have to have, not everybody's going to be happy. That's the way it is, right? I mean, the person that tries to make everybody happy is the loneliest person in the universe. So remember that. Stay on your path. You know what your path is. And don't let anybody's opinions pull you off that. And make sure that you're sticking to yourself and how you feel and your core values. And what makes you happy, what resonates for you. And those that don't like it, well, that's just too bad. You're not gonna make everybody happy. That's the way it is. So make yourself happy, dear. You're always quite beautiful. It looks quite beautiful tonight. Very lovely. Very glad you're here. Thank you for coming.
Perfect. The first thing that I picked up for Paul was 2 words, solitude and loneliness. Those do not mean the same thing. So what your guides are asking me to go over with you is just kind of the basic definition of those 2. So solitude is when you are taking the time out for yourself to perfect the different things about yourself. This is taking time to sit and look exactly where you're sitting at in life. And then once you see the plan clearly, when you can see the whole table, then you can act from this point and you can begin to change the small things that you would like to change kind of here and there. They're going over loneliness, and they're saying the loneliness is whenever we simply just feel like there's no one else who can actually connect with us and open up on a regular basis without feeling threatened. Being vulnerable is something that's huge that you will find in loneliness. And this is when the vulnerability does get to a lot of people. In that way, being vulnerable is actually not a bad thing. It is from that place that you can actually make the changes that you need to basically make. So whenever you are in solitude, this is you studying, basically doing meditation, bringing yourself to exactly what it is that you want to do. Another message that they sent in was, because you're seeking so much solitude, it does kind of make you lonely sometimes. But the biggest thing about that is it's slowing down your progress. So what they're asking is you put the proper people in place, the people who actually set you on fire, who encourage you to go out and do those things. The people who challenge you, hey, those are just basically roadblocks that the universe puts there. These, what we call obstacles, are basically learning catalysts, is kind of what they call it. And it's very good to help you get past the stage of life that you're in at this very moment. So they're saying allow yourself to make the proper connections that will help you to connect with and to continue the path that you're currently on. Perfect. I hope that helps.
Perfect. And then now that we have some more people watching that weren't here at the beginning, friendly reminder that if you would like an aura cleansing, Sylvia will come out and do that for you. It does take her a little bit, so your messages from her might come after the rest of the mediums, but we can definitely do that. So just comment in there if you would like us to send her out. We do need your permission before she goes out there. So we don't just do it. All right, next up. So we had done messages and did a cleansing for Nicole B. But Justin, now that you've added on, she's wondering if you have any messages to add on to what we gave her. Nicole B.
Okay, 1 second. I mean, the second that you said it, I'm getting this really, really huge amount of pressure right in the third eye. And so this is talking about the opening of her creative centers and what they call clairvoyance, or the gift of clear sight, and learning how to kind of navigate that. I'm being told that you already possess this particular skill or gift. It is simply honing in on it is something that you need to make happen. So they're simply giving me some examples saying, you've been very well aware of your gifts and talents for quite some time. You're very good at manifesting, because to have a developed mind's eye or third eye, and that way is how you create the mental images that you're sending out to create. And so they're saying, we need you to consider this, because you kind of don't believe us when we're expressing it to you. So when we break it down to you, so the things that you visualize are the things that you actually bring about inside of your life. The example that they're giving me is, whenever you're looking for something material, different things like that, you can basically imagine what you want to do. And then all of a sudden, this instant thought pops in your head, and you're like, well, hey, if I do this, maybe I can do that. And so it seems like it's been leading you this entire time. And so I'm being told to ask you to listen to your intuition and start to trust the information that they are giving you and providing for you. As long as you begin to trust, everything will be laid out before you, basically how it already is happening for you right now. So they're saying, believe in yourself. I hope that helps, Nicole.
Piggybacking on that, when Justin said that, they said they wanted me to repeat that even though there might be some nervousness, you have to go in confidently, which I told you earlier, but they wanted me to repeat it. So confidence. Okay, next up, we have Carrie L wondering if there are any messages for her. And then she's also asking for a sassy card. Love me some sassy cards. So for Carrie L, you think someone is lying. They are. So I hope that helps.
Okay, so the moment that you said Carrie's name, the first thing that I saw was almost like someone, like a kid throwing a tantrum. It's kind of what they threw out there. And so they're saying at this particular moment, the way that you are composing yourself so far as your request to the universe, understand that your request to the universe is sent out daily. Every thought that you think, every feeling that you have is a record that goes out to the universe. And it's has a lot to do with the law of attraction. This is how you pull things in, okay? And so they're basically saying, we need you to calm down. If you are looking at or aware of something that you are lacking, you're bringing more of that lack to your life if you're looking at only the lack of it. So they want you to focus and concentrate on your blessings. If there is something that you would like to create or to manifest, or it's just something you would like in life, just in general, you got to ask for it. They're simply saying, tell her to ask for it. You can't be mad about something that you have not asked about, that you have not actually asked about creating. They're saying, okay, there's one thing about praying about something, but did you ask for it clearly? The universe only takes messages bright and clear, very direct, okay? It's extremely important that you're direct, because what you ask for is exactly what you are going to get. And so if you are in a position where you are having circumstances that you disagree with or do not want to experience, the only way to make it stop is to think a new thought. Think the opposite of what you are experiencing. If this is what you're experiencing, they call it a step one moment. This is what you don't want. Step one is always good, because now you've identified what you don't want. But in the same token, you've also identified exactly what you do want. And so we need your awareness and focus to go on only on what you want, because the universe will respond to you just like that. So they're simply saying, bring your awareness to where it benefits you. They're saying it would be helpful if your actions and your thoughts were congruent, if they worked together, and it would make things happen a lot faster for you. I hope that helps.
Just very quickly, messages for Carrie, please. So I know you're questioning there, your direction, and you know, whether or not you're heading in the right direction. And you've got quite a few options. It looks like 3 that I can see right off the top of my head here. And the one that you're leaning toward is, well, they're all fine. I mean, you know, there's no sinkhole anywhere for you there, but I feel absolutely certain that you do the right thing. So I don't want you to worry about it. There's a lot of options, and you'll pick the very best one. You're very smart, capable, and passionate, lovely, and you'll move in the right direction. So I don't want you to be concerned about that. I feel very happy about that. And what keeps coming to me also is I keep being presented with white roses, you know, purity, happiness, that type of thing. They just keep coming in, and now they're circling you. You may even smell them. I can smell them now as well. So that's lovely to see. It's also a sense of being in grounded and feeling the energy and moving forward and moving in the right direction. So it's a pretty significant symbol. So, and they're all around you. So you're doing very well, and you're doing the right things. So just keep going. Very good. Thank you, dear. I hope that helps you.
All right. Next up is Teresa F. And she'd like a reading or any messages for her.
I'll kick off just very quickly. I feel like let's work on improving some nutrition. That is first thing that came to me right away. That's the first bit that came to me. Make sure that you take time to reflect on where you've been in all of your accomplishments, and the things that you've done. Make sure that you're patting yourself on the back enough, even though others aren't doing that. And make sure that you're doing that enough. I know you're extremely humble, but make sure you're giving yourself the credit that you deserve. And I keep seeing a child in a tire swing, which is usually a metaphor for freedom, having fun, you know, that type of thing. So, but I'm also feeling like maybe you want to go, maybe visit, you know, your home area, or you know, your hometown, or that type of thing. So there's a pretty strong feeling of that. But what that also tells me is this: that may not physically necessarily be what you're wanting to do. That is a metaphor when that's presented to me. For you need to have some fun and relax a little bit, and breathe, and turn inward, and reflect, and take care of yourself first. Remember how things used to be. Make sure you're patting yourself on the back and giving yourself all the credit you deserve. Now, as far as I look forward very quickly, I see very bright lights. They're quite beautiful. What I do see, though, is sometimes I'll see headlights in you know, like the abdomen area and that type of thing. You know, so headlights, you know, like from a car, and they're shining forward, yeah. But with you, dear, what I see is I see one looking forward, and so it's shining bright, it's beautiful. But the second one isn't quite as bright, and it looks like it's even looking backwards a little bit. So what that means is metaphor for don't worry about those things that happened back then, and when and where. Think of how much energy and what you could accomplish if it was turned in the same direction as the other one, yeah. The power and energy that you have that you could put into that. And let's not worry about these other things back here. Let's forget about those. Those don't matter anymore. It's over. I feel like I feel like your future is bright. It's very lovely, dear. Thank you.
So for Teresa, the first thing that showed up was you are on a search for light, to find spirit or divinity kind of like within the surrounding areas. It's almost like there's a piece of you that's very curious that wants to go forth and actually retrieve it and to be a part of it. Your guides are simply saying you're searching for something that's within you. The light is already within you. We ask that you bring your awareness inward to the heart center and to feel your own light that you possess, the energy that you put off. They're telling me that you're unaware of the way that you currently affect people when you're around them, just in general. Although you're only around people for a short period of time, they always enjoy that small duration of time that they have with you. And that is because of your, it's so funny, they're showing me like a sun. They said your sunny disposition, and that's just trying to be in a happy and an upbeat mood. And so here's the thing, the light, you're already shining it. So just look within. I hope that helps.
All right, great messages. And then next up we have Kate S. And she says that she would love a reading or any messages, please.
I'll say this. The first thing that came to me, dear Kate, is that you have something that you want to say to somebody, you should go ahead and say it. You've got a beautiful blue aura, which is true. So, but I have a very strong feeling that you have something to say to someone, so you need to say it. And get that off your chest and get it out. You'll feel better. There'll be no ambiguity around the conversation and what needs to happen there. So you're kind of pinned up on that there. So go ahead and say what I have to say, and then see what happens. I don't think that it's not gonna, it won't be bad. Everyone will understand how you feel, as they should. You're beautiful and lovely.
And piggybacking off of that, I had seen a dam that broke loose, and water tends to stand for emotions. So like when you say what you need to say, what I'm getting piggybacking off of that is there's going to be a huge release of all these emotions, and you are going to feel so much better afterward. And that it's going to be something that helps you moving forward to not be carrying the weight of those emotions anymore as well.
And they were telling me to tell you to look within.
Which is very nice, because I got very similar messages to that for you today, Kate. They're simply saying that the information that even that we're presenting to you today is something that they've already kind of nudged you to take action on. And they just want you to know that like the biggest cause of illness within humans is indecision. It's staying on the gate, just not really picking a side, not going anywhere. Because regardless to what you do, you don't stay stagnant. It's either you're moving upward or you're moving downward. The energy keeps flowing. And so they're simply saying, go ahead and just get it off your chest. Whatever it is, go ahead and address the issue and make it, it's going to go a lot easier than you're anticipating. You've built up the scenario inside of your head of how it plays out and all the rest of that jazz, but just know that it will go very smooth. I hope that helps.
I heard a big sigh of relief at the end. Next up is Vicky F, wondering if she can get a message.
What came to me immediately, Vicky, dear, was there's some change that's presented itself to you in your world, in your life, and it's good. Don't be concerned about that. Don't be frightened of it. Right. One thing for certain is there's always change, right? And those are fresh starts also. You know, it's not just change; they're fresh and new starts. So don't be afraid of that, dear. Lovely red aura, which is our foundational color, the very grounding color. So it's quite beautiful. But don't be afraid of where you're headed and the direction that you're going in, India. That will be fine. I hope that helps you.
Vicki, I saw a burning bush in front of you, and they referred that to me as like when Moses saw the burning bush. You're going to be getting some messages, and they're telling me to tell you, don't overthink them. Don't be afraid. Just let them flow. It's going to be quite startling, but it's okay. This is what you've been kind of working towards.
The message I got for you today, Vicki, first thing it says is get out of your head. You are complicating the process. We simply ask that you surrender the situation to the universe and everything will work out harmoniously. What they mean by asking you to get out of your head is that means every thought that you have affects the outcome of what you're thinking about. So you are compounding the creation or the attraction process. So you're attracting more of the crud that you're tired of. So as we've been speaking about a lot today, it's like, let's switch that awareness around just a little bit to exactly what you want to experience. Even if you don't know what it is that you want to experience, ask for it to be revealed. Your guide really, really enjoys working with you and wants to go a little bit deeper. So they're simply saying, hey, get out of your head just a little bit. If you're going to be in your head, at least talk to us. I hope that helps.
Yeah, we do that a lot. We do it, and sometimes people walk up on you and you don't realize they think you're having a conversation with yourself, but yeah.
Okay, next up we have Nancy M, wondering if there are any messages for her, and she also wants a sassy card. Well, you get a 2-for-1 deal tonight. First one is believe what you see, face reality, or live in fucking la la land. Choose bravely. And then the second one is shit is going down with your job. Reevaluate, change your perspective, or fucking quit. I hope that helps.
Right away, I saw a lion with you. Strength, protection, sometimes aggressive towards others that are trying to harm someone that you love. Territorial, that's what I mean.
I see a beautiful turquoise around you, yeah, which is a sign to me that you've got a lot of natural spiritual gifts. It's quite beautiful. Sort of like the Caribbean or something. You've got a lot of natural spiritual gifts, yeah. That you have several guides with you that are poking you, it looks like, and waiting for they seem to play with you, but to work with you and to do some different things. So I see very high energy with you, very large or a lot of very high vibration. So it's very quite lovely. Also, I'm told that you're trying to influence someone's, excuse me, to do something. And by the way, that will happen. You're very good at that. The negotiation and the push and pull, right, and understand the trade-offs and meeting, find that middle ground. But I do want to say that it will happen, and it will be good for everybody. So the situation, it will be quite well, dear. So I hope that helps you.
So the first thing I picked up whenever you even said Nancy's name is a message that I've been given several times before to give to other people. Please do not underestimate your own genius. You have a lot of ideas and thoughts that actually fly through your head. Your guides are saying that these are what they call divine ideas. These are things that they're pulling out of the ether just for you and placing within your mind's eye, or just putting the energy within you, and you are having these thoughts, okay? And so they're basically saying your ideas can manifest into your physical reality, but you have to pin down which ones that you would actually like to do. The ones that you would like to materialize are the ones that you take action on. It's very important, and we ask that you write everything down that we send to you, because the human mind is filled with many different ideas throughout the day. So write down those things that actually stick out to you. Decide on which one is going to benefit you the best and the most. The last thing they said is use the recipe to take action to create into your reality. So really quick, I'm going to give you a recipe that Cyrus loves to give everyone for creating their own reality. And it uses a very simple acronym, being MAC, M-A-C. The MAC, M in MAC stands for manifestation. Understand that your manifestation is done through visualization, okay? He wants me to tell you that most humans don't understand that the imagination is how you use your spiritual gifts. And you hear this in many spiritual readings, religions, different things like that. But in many spiritual texts, you hear that we're all created in God's image. But I'm going to complete that statement for you. We are all created in God's imagination. This is how you actually connect with and use spiritual gifts, is through the imagination. The same way that you were created is the same way that you create. So moving on to the A. The A is for affirmation. Affirming is basically creating an anchor of light into your good. So if you are manifesting something, I'm going to give a quick example. Me manifesting more business for my company. It's basically just me seeing them all come in, visualizing it, and seeing us being packed, and just keep going, seeing it all happen and feeling excited about it. Okay, I'm going to send that visualization out into the universe. And now I'm going to sit back and I'm going to write down and affirm, I am truly happy and grateful that my business is extremely successful. I appreciate having an abundance of clients. And so what these words are, the affirmations, are basically hooks into the good that I've created. So I've created on my timeline in my future now, a time when the business is going to be completely and utterly abundant. So your timeline is what you see through your own eyeballs. No one else on this planet ever sees that but you yourself. Okay. And so now that I've placed that on my timeline, the affirmations are anchors, which show me where my good is at. Like, boom, it's nailed in right there. The last portion is the C. Okay. That is calibration. That is adjusting your energetic frequency to that which you ask for or desire. Okay. To calibrate, you simply hold yourself into a higher frequency of emotion. So in the event that I was going to calibrate for that, I would hold myself in a state of appreciation for exactly 5 minutes. I love 5 minutes because it's easy. That's 2 songs, whatever you want to listen to. We do advise that you don't listen to anything with words. You want to just stay within that frequency of being appreciative and grateful for everything that you already have. Staying within this frequency brings more things for you to appreciate and to be grateful for. This is a practice that we like to do daily. You don't have to do it daily, but this is how it helps us to create on a continuous basis. So I'm not just creating by default, because humans only have two modes. That's creation by default or purpose or meaningful creation. I hope that helps. This video will be up for a while, so you guys will be able to go back and kind of review that. I know I went through some of it kind of fast if you're trying to take notes.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Messages and a lesson for everybody, all wrapped into one. Next up, we have Kiana W. wondering if there are any messages for her.
First thing that comes to me, Kennedy, is the first thing I saw was a string of pearls. Spiritually, pearls, particularly the white pearls, they represent, they're symbolic of experience. You learn through experience and things that have happened. I think there's some things maybe that, you've gone through in life that you're not so, well, you kind of wonder why, like you look up in the heavens and raise your hands and go, what, right, really? But that's how you learn. So what those are telling me that, I mean, that's a metaphor for you've had some of that happening and you've had some of that going on. But it feels good. I mean, it feels very good to me. It feels very bright. It feels like there's knowledge with it, there's an understanding, there's a grounding with it. So it feels quite nice. Also know that pearls are known to attract good luck and abundance. So I get that right away with those. And then they also, they signify a faith, a belief, and understanding in something. They're very, 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 very important. They're known especially as the stone of sincerity. So it feels very nice. You've got them around you. So it feels very good. So I see a lot of good things coming. That's what that tells me. So I hope that helps you, Jill.
I saw it was like a blue speckled heart. It was like blue and white, and it was floating up. And then I heard the message, release what's not aligned with your highest good. Release it and move on from it. Quit holding on to it.
Awesome. I'm going to piggyback on that, Liz, because I got a short message for her, but your guides are asking me to tell you it is time to empty out your emotional field. You are carrying too many active frequencies that are kind of within you. So what they mean by that is if you have mixed emotions or mixed feelings about something, understand that you are creating mixed results and mixed feelings about what you are experiencing here on this plane. So if there are things that you want to go ahead and clear up, let's go ahead and clean out that emotional field. It's very interesting. They're simply saying, there's a portion of you who does not physically react to emotions. That does not mean that you don't have them or don't feel them, or that they are not active. You know this and understand this because you have a feeling on the inside of yourself about a certain situation. You may choose not to address the situation, but that does not mean that the frequency is not active. Just because the vessel doesn't speak does not mean that the frequency isn't still active, because it is active through your emotions and through your thoughts and how you feel about the thoughts that you are thinking. And so when they're asking for you to clean out your emotional field, they're saying the things that really don't matter, that aren't killing you or hurting you here, now, in this moment, why are they important? Why are you giving them so much power to manipulate your current timeline? I know that you're not doing this intentionally or on purpose, but this is what's happening. So we just need you to be aware of that at this very moment. The things that, if you can let these things go and let bygones be bygones, like whatever it is, it will actually tremendously benefit what you are experiencing right now. I hope that helps.
Okay, next up, Maddie C wanted a sassy card. So for Maddie C, I got time to let go, move the fuck on. So I hope that helps. Next up is Yvonne E. Wondering if she has any messages and of course a sassy card. So let me pull one for you while they get you some messages. Yvonne E.
I'll start very quickly. I see 4 wands with you right away, which are angel numbers. So four wands. And what that means is that you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. That is the message with those from angels up high. That everything that's happening to you is happening for your highest good in the higher mind from the heavens. So the 4 ones are spectacular. I feel very good about that. And they're just all over you. It looks like they're just all over you, just your wands everywhere. And you're probably seeing those too, I'm betting. So yeah, it feels quite nice, yeah. Like you've got a lot of things to look forward to. That helps you, yeah.
The first thing I got for Yvonne was literally the 2 C's. 2 C's showed up, and they're saying confidence and competence. At this very moment, you are going through your evolution of your current spiritual gifts, which you are already aware of. And in order for you to be able to own them completely, you're going to need to have confidence in them. Here's the thing, you've always had confidence in them. It is others who doubt you, just in general. Have confidence in the information that you are feeling and that you are receiving, okay? Because you're gonna get to see information or divine energy very clearly, and they're gonna send in direct messages, and you can verify and check, is this what I think it is, just in general? Because your guide is in there, your guide sees the message and knows what you're going through at the moment. And so they're simply saying, you can simply pose the question to them, and they will simply give you the confidence to go forth, because all of us, even us here, doubt the information that we get sometimes. And so we just have to verify. So don't be afraid to sit back and just verify that. Because as you become confident in your gifts as they unfold, the information that you get, the research that you'll do will give you the competence. So it will actually work out really fast. So they're simply showing me you kind of like skyrocketing. And so they said, just hold on. I hope that helps.
I'm going to piggyback off of that. I saw a butterfly, and then I heard that you're coming out of your cocoon, and you need to learn how to direct that energy. And then I drew like a steps going up, and you're climbing them. And they just said 1 step at a time, not too much, 1 step at a time.
And then your sassy card actually kind of piggybacks off of everything that you've already been told. Normally, I don't get a whole lot of messages along with the sassy cards because they cuss and they're funny and they pretty much tell it like it is. But I did get some backup information with this one. I got for you, get some fucking sleep. You're being an ass because you're fucking tired. Face to pillow now. But what they also told me is that your clearest messages come to you while you're sleeping, when you are not blocking out part of it or coloring it or second guessing it. So you're going to get the truest messages for you right now while you're sleeping. So make sure you have something to write with right next to your bed. And when you get those messages, write them down before you forget. And then you have something to research later, as Justin said. So I hope that helps. All right. Next up, we have Steve R. He says, this is a scenario that just happened. So he said, I was coming in from the backyard and the door had been locked. I went in the side door, but when I came in, the door was unlocked. Who was the prankster, and were they trying to tell me something?
It's pointing at me, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll cop on it. It was me. And what I was trying to say to you, and thank you for acknowledging that. It was a message, actually. It was just you're still on the right path, but you need to come in a different way. So that is the meaning of that message. He's quite bright, isn't he? Good job. Lovely.
And all the guys at his house are laughing.
Well, there are a lot of them there. I'm telling you.
By that answer at all.
They're laughing.
Okay, next up we have Tim E. Wondering if he has any messages. Tim E.
But I'll go ahead and go first just very quickly. Hello, Tim. Lovely you're here, dear. Your eyes are a beautiful indigo, so it's really quite beautiful. But what that tells me is that it's the color of the third eye chakra, so really relates to intuition and an inner knowing and knowledge is what that means to me. It is quite frankly the second highest vibrational frequency. So I'm gonna have to say that you're feeling it and on fire. It's quite beautiful. You've got a decision to make about something, and you will move forward. You will make the right decision. You'll do that very soon, and you'll be very happy with the outcome of that. So that is message that I keep getting. I see the window shut, next one opens, but I feel very confident in your movement and in what it is you need to do. So I hope that helps you, dear. Lovely. I'm glad you're here.
And I heard either find out or does it really matter? Stop wasting energy on things that don't matter.
Okay, so Tim, they gave me a very interesting message for you today because they want to pass along something to you, just so you're aware. They're basically saying, they asked me to let you know that knowledge is power. Power is wisdom. Wisdom applied is magic. So everything that they've given you, everything that you've researched, everything that you know by heart, it's time for you to start applying that to yourself, to your life, to create the outcomes that you want. As I gave the recipe earlier, you can take that same setup and apply it to everything that you already have and already know. So you know all the information. Now they want you to experience it. I hope that helps.
All right, next up we have, it's either Anna M or Anna M. I'm not sure, there's only one N, but she is wondering if there are any messages for me and then or for her, and then also is asking for a sassy card. For you, for your sassy card, I got, don't fucking force it. Allow that shit to come to you. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, I see angels lifting you. I see angel beings immediately. Oh, towards your backside. I see angels lifting you up and over a difficult situation. And understanding and knowing, but all is well. Feels very good, feels very bright. You've got some, I'm hearing you've got some summer plans. I hear that there's a mum somewhere. You've got some summer plans. You should indulge in those. You should be passionate about those and do them. Go ahead and do it and have the fun. I feel like maybe you've had maybe a couple of health issues, but with some meditation, yeah, a little bit of healing, those can be cleared and make you quite comfortable. So those can be worked out. So you need to know that. So I hope that helps you, dear.
I want to piggyback off of that because the first thing I did pick up was about health, and so they gave me the image of a like big wet like huge ball of like water that they said this is emotion, this is unsettled emotion, and it gives me a very deep like feeling in the pit of my stomach where it's been sitting for quite so long. And so they're expressing that this is happening mentally and then energetically. So that means the emotions that you've been holding on to for so long have now been projected into your energy field. So you don't have to deal with them and you can have new emotions inside. However, any negative energy, any energy that stays within your energy fields for too long will begin to manifest into the physical vessel or into the physical body. And so they're saying those emotions that you haven't been able to get past are the only thing that is causing your dis-ease, not disease, dis-ease. That means your spirit and your body are not at ease. So they're asking that you go ahead and address these things. Here's the thing, when it breaks down to it, most of the emotional things that we worry about are things that are outside of our control. So that's usually very hard to change. If it's outside of your control, that means it's time for you to let go of those things. Let go of those things, and now let's focus on what it is that you do want. We all keep focusing on the lack of or what we don't want to experience when we need to turn our heads the opposite direction. What is it that you do want to experience? We're all very good at telling the universe, I don't want this, I don't want this. Well, the universe says, then tell me what you want and be direct and be clear. And so they're asking, it's time to clean up that emotional field a little bit, and even the way that you personally feel about your health. And they're saying your health and your image. Like, they need you to clean it up. The moment that you love yourself more, the world will love you more. The world is responding to the frequency that you are putting on. I hope that helps.
And see, that clarifies why I saw a big like beach ball. And that and I was like, why am I seeing a beach ball? So that helps. And it was being taught like almost like
All right, next up we have Justina. Do you have any messages for Justina?
Hey, Justina, I heard again. Woohoo!
Lovely, Justina. You've got you're wearing your beautiful green tonight. You're healing. Quite lovely. You've got some plans for next couple of days. Take it easy. Take some time for yourself, dear. Turn inwards, and all is well. You've got us beautiful puppies. You know, that are your friends and always with you. They're friends, are kind of your gods, you know. But I see, much like Liz said, I see a celebration. I see streamers and that type of thing comes to right away. So I'm hearing something about there was some there was something you were putting off. You were putting off. It has to do with physical health. So I'll just take a high road on that and say be happy with how they'll progress. Don't be worried. I don't want to be frightened. And you feel so much better, and you already do. I just see, and I think that's part of actually the celebration. I'm just seeing streamers and balloons, red balloons, and a lot like Liz said. So I see. Yeah, this is a little ways out, so I won't go too far out. But just know that you guess I'm taking the high road here, right? Because I'm not really good at that. That everything is fine. That you have very good friends around you that care very deeply for you. And lots of them, because you're so wonderful, beautiful, and you'll be so happy. Sometimes I refer to it as marshmallow happy. You know, who doesn't like marshmallows? You'll be marshmallow happy, but we're very happy, dear. I see sparklers. I see a lot of different things. I see some travel for you. A lot of very nice things. You're definitely moving in the right direction, dear. For yourself and for your soul. So bless you, dear. I'm glad you're here.
The first thing I got for Justina was a very simple and clear message. Actually, that's from Heath. He says, stop using your crutches. Okay, so I'm asking him to expand on what he means by your crutches. He's saying, what I mean is to ask her to stop looking at the health issues as a crutch, as something that's been holding you kind of back. You're at the point to where you are ready to fly and absolutely soar. So understand and know that what you're going through is simply just a process. It's simply going to be just an easy procedure. And we need you to not put so much worry into it. Instead, put in that confidence, that gratitude, that appreciation that this is already flown by. It's over. I am in perfect health and I am better than I've ever been in my entire life before. They're asking that you go ahead and open up and walk your divine path. I hope that helps.
And he wants you to know that you are truly blessed and you are truly loved. And you need to believe that. And you've been through that long, dark tunnel. And you always kept thinking, everyone's kept telling you there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You are out of that tunnel and you are in the light now. And shine. Your energy is so beautiful and so powerful. But you need to believe that. Because we do. It gives me goosebumps.
All right, next up is Andrew, and he is reaching out to Justin specifically, wondering what messages are for him from Justin.
Okay. So Andrew, I was just tapping into your energy to kind of see where you're at since I've actually seen you last. You actually have a new guide who's going to be there with you. He looks like a much younger man, just in general. He has a lot of energy and he's very excited to work with you and start developing you. First thing he wants me to tell you about is the Porch Light Kids program, which is something that's actually here by the Partnership of Living Spiritual Guides. This goes on to help you understand and express the energy that you are experiencing so far as the different abilities that you are currently possess. And so they're saying it's time to turn your focus into that. And he understands that right now it's not the time for you to bust out and do hardcore work at this very moment, but it's time for you to actually experience it. And so he's simply saying initiate contact with your guide so you could actually have a companion. Oh, okay, so this is why they sent you in a younger companion or a younger looking guide just in general. He's actually going to come and work with you and show you the friendship that you've kind of been missing, that connection that you feel like you've been missing for quite some time. Let me see if I can pick up a name from him real quick. Right? Yeah. He's saying you can call him Titus. He's actually going to be there to help you learn to develop what they're calling your vision center. So this is your ability to see divine energy. And this is going to be a process. This isn't something that's just going to boom, happen overnight. Okay. So this is something you want to unfold. You don't want this to happen overnight because it ain't pretty if you do it that way on a crash course. So give yourself some time. And he says you guys have been working on things. So you've still been moving the pendulum and stuff like that. So that helps you get your energy focused. The only other thing they would like for you to do is to do something constructive with your energy. Doing something constructive, that means practicing it every day. Moving the pendulum is always really good. If you've never tried yoga before, that's something that'd be a lot of fun, or even Tai Chi would be a lot of fun. These particular things teach you how to actually move energy with your body. And so it's going to be very good for you to start focusing on those things. I'm being told to just let you guys know that because of the amount of energy that is available to you, being a sensitive at this age, you are what we call a PK agent, someone who produces what we call psychokinetic energy. If you don't do something conducive with your energy, you can basically manifest or create entities that will basically act on your behalf. So that simply means if you are having any repressed emotions, or if you're, this is just an example, I'm not saying you are, okay? I want to make that really clear. For example, if you were upset with someone and you weren't able to voice it the way that you want to, that energy goes into your PK or your psychokinetic manifestation, who builds up against the wall. After it picks up enough energy from you, it will basically kind of take a life on of its own, almost kind of like a poltergeist. It will move stuff, it will harass people, it will leave scratches on people, all kinds of stuff like that. This is what happens if your energy goes unchecked, okay? I'm telling you about this now. It's not something that is currently happening to you, but if you don't do something with your energy, it's what will begin to kind of manifest. So get out there, Andrew. Go play with it. Go have some fun. I hope that helps.
Okay, next up, we have Reverend Roxy. Wondering if there are any messages for her, but also she is wondering about the meaning of the dreams that she's been having all week. They have been all related to war and people dying.
I wonder if that has to do with our, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Roxy, that has a lot to do with the past life regression sessions that you've had and done. I mentioned to you all that you may go back and finish the regressions, especially since we've done 2 shorter ones. It's just more information that comes up for you to experience. And as you are looking at it, you should be in that particular vision or regression as an observer. We want you to pay attention to the details of the things that you are having like all week, especially if the same ones played over. That means you're ignoring the details that they need you to see. So understand that you're going to keep having that dream, and do you catch the details that they want you to see? On top of that, you need something to write with. They need you to write it down, because whatever it is, that is a valuable lesson that is reaching out to you. As I spoke about past lives last time, whenever a particular past life sticks out to you, there's a particular life lesson or a skill set that you possessed in that lifetime that they are trying to show you or make you aware of. So take those notes down just whenever you wake up, especially the things that you remember about the dreams. Those are the things they're trying to tell you. Because most people are like, well, I can't remember. I just remember this and this and this. That's what they're trying to tell you. Okay, I hope that helps.
Ross, you've made a switch and just knew that a lot of good things coming your way, dear. You'll keep progressing, you'll keep moving forward. I see steps in front of you, I see you climbing the steps, and you'll get to where you want to be. It'll take a little bit of time. You're a bit impatient with time to turn too, but you'll get there, dear. Too. Looks very nice. It's quite beautiful. And looking
And
forward.
I heard don't doubt. Quit doubting yourself again.
All right, next up from Facebook, we have Jonna Lee E wondering if there are any messages for her.
What was the name?
Jonna Lee.
Well, she's got a beautiful green aura around her. So, you know, well, I love healers. You're trying, don't we? Not surprised, right? Beautiful, beautiful green, which of course is the color of the heart chakra, and which really represents the center of personal growth and healing, right? Unconditional love, life force, energy, and it's quite an intense green, and kind of a darker green. So it's really quite lovely. You're drawn to nature, animals. You're a natural self-healer. Yeah, I think into that anyway. And you, when people are around you, they feel that the emissions of the green, and it's very peaceful and nice for them. It helps them to relax and that type of thing. So if you wonder why people won't go away, that's the reason. You're actually quite high energy, so but that's the reason that they're drawn to you. Feels very nice, you know, kind of like a warm bath or something. So so quite lovely, dear. Looks very nice, very large, very clean, very pure. So I hope that helps somewhat. Mm-hmm.
The only message I'm getting in from you at the moment, Jonna Lee, is to simply remind you to, say that again, to honor yourself with self-love and to see the beauty within yourself that is already there, that is already present, the beauty within your spirit. It actually shows in the way that you are interacting with the rest of the world, how you personally treat people. This is what Sylvia was just talking about, how people are gravitated towards you because it's like a good warm bath. It's that comfortable. It is a very good and a very high frequency that does surround you and emanates from your body. And they're saying at times you don't see that for yourself and you don't give yourself credit for that. They're asking you to embrace this about yourself. I hope that helps.
Okay, up next is our newest section of our YouTube lives. Justin, I've heard that you have one specifically that they want you to tell, but it's story time.
Oh,
So
I forgot about story time.
Yeah, surprise. And I've planned something for our next live that none of you guys know about. And I'm trying really, really, really hard to keep it a secret from you guys. So in 2 weeks, you guys will find out what it is, but I've got big plans. But anyway, so yes, we're going to do a story time tonight. I think there is one in particular that they want you to tell, Justin.
What in particular, man?
I'm not sure what, they don't give me a hint. They just said, oh yeah, we've got one.
Oh, they've got like 1,000 in there. So I'm trying to, let me narrow it down real quick.
Okay. Yes, but tonight we're going to do a story time. Next live, we are going to do something super fun. So we won't have a story time, but I'm so excited about what we are going to do. So make sure you join us in 2 weeks. If you are not following us on the Partnership of Living Spiritual Guides YouTube, I suggest you go and subscribe now, because next week or next time it's going to be so fun. I mean, we always have fun, but like, I'm so excited.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Justin, go ahead whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
I had to decide on which one they wanted me to tell you all. So I'll tell you a little bit kind of about my business as this story kind of plays out to it. I have several students who are in the Reiki courses and stuff that I do. And throughout the development, everyone does come against different obstacles or different things that are just kind of going on. And they're usually minor things. And so a friend of mine, the girl, was simply telling me that she never felt comfortable with her business. She never felt comfortable with her business. It was like someone was always there. Someone was always watching her. And she just, being alone would make her almost just like freak out. And she's alone in the building, the door's locked and everything, but she's pretty successful at her business. And so I was asking her kind of about it. And then she was expressing to me that this isn't the first time that she's had paranormal activity or things like that happen to her. She was expressing that a lot of things happened to her growing up as she was a kid in the house that they lived in. And it's the family home. And it's not just her. She has several other siblings who lived there and experienced and witnessed a lot of stuff. And so I was kind of asking her guides and stuff about it, and they didn't throw up a lot of big red flags. And so we kind of decided, well, let's go ahead and look into it. Let's see what we need to do tonight. And so I decided that me and a few other students would actually go over to the business and check it out, do a walkthrough and see what was there. So we get there, we park and everything like that. And the moment that you get out of the car, because we blocked, from the parking lot to the space, there was a lot of really dark energy around the entire neighborhood, not just the business. It was almost like getting out and walking kind of like into a little tar pit, like not full, but like up to the knee at least. And so we're walking through here, and as you walk through the very front portion of the office, you open the door, and it's almost like there's, I'm going to call it like a suffocating effect. The energy was really thick, very hard for us to breathe. It's like whenever a fight happens in the room and the tension is so thick, you can cut it with a knife, but nothing was going on at that moment. So we walk through and we begin to read the space first. Whenever we do clearings, we always like to know who and what is present, if there are innocent earthbound spirits, if there are negative entities, or what may be going on there. Because there was so much dark energy everywhere, it was really hard to differentiate. And so some of us went into some areas and I went into the other. The first place I decided to go to was into her office. As I walk into her office, I open up and I see energetically there look like there's just like a bunch of what looks like I'm gonna say like little rounded like jellyfish, like pointing out of the wall, like around all the walls, and they're at least like this long, and they're poking off of the wall. And it was extremely weird because I've never seen something like that in an entire room. And it was a buildup of residual energy that has been there since the building was ever built. It was also inside of a very negative neighborhood, or I won't call it a negative neighborhood, but let's call it a very active neighborhood where paranormal activity happens often, but people don't know what to do about it, so simply just don't talk about it. And there was a man or two, there was actually two men, one who comes into the office where the lady sits and works all day, and he kind of likes to go over her shoulder and to make her second guess herself a lot. And so she was having panic attacks inside of her office, but this is her way of life. So she goes to work every day, regardless of what was going on. As I'm talking to the gentleman who comes in and he's expressing that this is his area and this is exactly it's ran the way that he chooses for it to be done, I hear one of my other students literally scream. And so I have to run out of the room talking to the dead man that I was talking to, and we go down the hallway to go see what's going on. And one of my other students was walking around in where a lot of the cloths and stuff are stored at. And the clothes rack that is nailed to the wall came off of the wall and hit her across the back. She didn't bump into it. She was standing in the middle of the floor and it came off the wall all the way against the area that was there. And they wanted her to get out. And so we looked to see what's happening in the room, and there's 3 women huddled in the room, 3 dead women who were huddled like into the corner, almost as if they're trying to hide from an abuser or someone who's trying to get them. And so they're almost in this terrified state. I mean, I honestly don't know what happened to them in life, but it looked very much so like they were abused or even like human trafficked or something like that. They were in a very afraid state. And I think this is where they got defensive and actually hit her with the item off the wall. And so I was like, okay, then we have to start back here because they're the most afraid. And so I began to talk to them to help them soothe their minds. I call in my guides and angels to begin helping them to go ahead and start crossing over. They go ahead and they cross over. Each one was a little bit more damaged than the other one was before. But we come out after crossing all of them over and we head back down the hallway because now I need to go work on the main office where the other things are happening. So I begin to walk back. The main office is at the back of the hallway and to the left. I go into the main office and we begin to clear off the residual energy. We simply asked the dead man to go ahead and leave the space if he wasn't going to be productive, or we could cross him over if he was ready to be crossed over. He chose not to be crossed over and just decided he would just leave. I was like, okay, that works out perfect. The moment that he leaves, it's almost like you hear a banging on the back door, just boom, boom. And so we're like, what's that? Because there's nobody outside. We're all inside the building. So we kind of look at the back peephole. There's nothing there. And then you hear it again, something thudding against the door. At this point, we're already staging inside of the building, which raises the energetic frequency and actually kind of creates a force field. So what was happening is we locked something out that normally comes in. And so me and another student who is very visual began to look and see what it was. And it is like a very tall, muscly creature that was, I'm going to call it like gray and black color. And it looked almost like it had a very muscular structure. The only thing I could compare it to is what we've seen on TV is like a werewolf, just in general, okay? But it's not like it's in the human form. It is in a smoky, like tar-like form. It's just that size in that shape, okay? And so it continues beating on the door as if we've locked it out of its own house, and it's really angry. And so at that particular point, we're like, okay, this is when we need to go ahead and clear him. We got to go ahead and send him off because he doesn't want to go away. And so we had to do something called a banishment, which removes them from the property and does not allow them to ever return. And so we got rid of him. So we anointed the rest of the building. We got it all cleared up. And so we're like, okay, that worked out perfect. So the next thing we had to do was to go to the house because their guides are like, you can't stop here or it's going to keep happening. And so we go to the property and it's slightly raining outside. It's like a perfect night for what we're doing. Rainy, just a little bit of lightning, a little bit of thunder. And so we go inside the property, and inside the house is so much worse. Walking into the living room, it was basically like you were in a swamp. Mind you, the house it's a very nice house, a very large house, but when you walk in, that energy was so thick moving through it, it was just like, whoa, like, where am I? So as I open up, I begin to see that same level of material, that stuff that looks like the tar that comes up a couple feet. And so we're walking through there, and as you walk through the living room, there's a room off to the left. And as you look over to the left, I look over to the left into the room, but energetically, I see this what looks like a long tube of blue energy that's going all the way through that room and all the way through the house. And so I said, okay, let me go. Let's look. I was like, hey, Cyrus, who's my spirit guide, what is this? What's going on there? And he's like, oh, that's a walkway. I was like, a walkway for what? He said, that's a walkway for the dead. I was like, oh. So this long blue cylinder light that's going through this house is actually a walkway for the dead to move in between dimensions. And so it happens to be that they just walk through the house all the time because that's where the walkway is at. And many different types of beings come through that because it is on the spiritual plane. And you have so many different things that are active on the spiritual or what they call the astral plane. And so it was kind of weird. That means they've had paranormal activity happening ever since that house was built there. I was told that this passageway has been there for hundreds of years. And so everyone who's been within this area has been subject to some paranormal activity. And it's not that they're stopping inside the house, they just happen to be walking through. And then you see something weird, like, oh, pretty. And then you're going to go mess with it. So it was really interesting watching how that played out. It was going through the house, and it didn't stop at their house. It went through 4 other houses. So it was extremely interesting watching how that played out. And I was like, okay, let's finish reading the rest of the house and see what's going on. And so I get to the hallway, and I'm greeted by a shadow figure greets me in the hallway, basically kind of standing in my way with his hands on his hips, just like so. He's all black, and you can't even, like, you can't see him, but you can see his image. Like, stop right here. And so I'm like, okay, well, who is he? And he actually, that particular entity started communicating with me. And he expressed that this has been his area and his domain since he could remember. And he starts to show me images of him torturing the people who were there at the house. There was one girl in particular that he would put pressure on her chest so she couldn't move, and then he would punch her in the ribs, like continuously, and it would leave bruises, and she would have random pains, and it was phantom pains. And at the time, this girl was very young, and she was afraid to tell her parents. She didn't want to tell her parents what was going on. And so this has been at least 20 years since this particular entity has been doing these things. That girl was there and present, and she had never told her parents what was going on. And so as I was in the hallway, telling them what he says, because he said a lot of really, he used a lot of bad language, long story short, and talked about how he dominates them and how he enjoys it and how they will bow to him. And as I'm expressing, telling, because I'm reading out loud so people understand and see what I'm seeing and what's going on, the girl almost hyperventilates and starts crying. She has to leave the house because she's so devastated. It instantly took her back into all the trauma that she suffered from being a kid there. And so as her parents were there listening to everything I was saying, it was extremely devastating. In fact, the entity was actually proud of his work. It was as if he was boasting about it when he was telling it to me. And so I said, okay, well, that's all I need from you, like at this moment, because everything else you keep saying is just extremely hurtful, and she can't take it. I need to finish. So I finished walking through the house. And there's just different areas in which the dead have kind of claimed for themselves. So in the main bedrooms is where the entity who stopped me from going into the bedrooms, because that was his area. That's why he was so defensive about it. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So we walk around into the front portion, into the big den area, which is a very large area. And I'm still walking in what looks like this tar, or this is really dark energy. And as I'm walking through there, we go into the big den area, and I see the tar kind of move. Like it moved, like very oddly, like there's something like as if it was tar, there was something under the tar inside of it. And so we continue to walk through the room, and then it finally gets up, and it raises up, and it's actually a long creature. I would say it looked like an alligator, but it was taller, but all black and smoky. I imagine this is just how I see those images. They look like these little tar images with these little outlines. And I mean, it wasn't completely alligator shaped, but it even had the long snout and like a big little head, like where it clamps on. And so I began reading the energy and how long it's been there. And it's been there for even longer than a negative entity has. And so it shows me on how it feeds on the life force. It feeds on energy, on breath. And in order for it to do that, what it basically does is goes up to anyone who's laying on the couch and clamps his whole mouth over their head. So he's covering their crown and their mouth. Okay. Now, mind you, there are 3 triplets inside of this house who all have severe breathing issues. They were born at that house and they were all raised at that house. And he shows exactly how he did it to all 3 of them. And so he shows how he drains the energy from them and he sucks in the breath and the life force from them, causing asthmatic lung problems for them. And they all 3 have them. And it was extremely interesting because I've not seen beings like this or ones that feed on energy and life force or breath before. Okay, and so at this point, there's just a whole bunch of stuff happening inside of this house. There have been other spirits that have come through the house and actually walked through, done some harassing, but continued on their path because the energetic pathway is in the house. And so we get to the point says, okay, now we need to start applying some remedies. We got to get this place cleaned up because these people have been tortured for, I don't know, since they've owned the house. I mean, 30, 40 years, something like that. So we call in our angels and guides. We begin cleaning up all of the residual energy. And so the first thing we have to do is go into the bedroom on the left because we have to find a way to move or to get rid of the energetic pathway, the walkway for the dead. Here's the thing, you can't really destroy those. And so what we did is at the front portion of her house, right where it enters her house, is we created a portal of light that's right at the entrance to the house. So the moment that they walk into that particular area within the walk region, they're immediately on the other side of the house and they never go into the house. It just takes them through a quick little passageway. It's like a quick shortcut for them. It allows them to continue to walk through and not even see or even harass the people who live at that particular dwelling. So we got that portion taken care of. And so next we had to go and face this creature. It turns out this creature is what has been producing this tar-like substance that we've been walking through. And it's kind of like, I guess I'll call it like its nesting area is what all that crap was. And as we started to clean up that energy and to push it out, we had to basically deal with him. And so we ended up having to call in our angels and guides to banish this creature back to where it came from wherever it came from. And we were able to do that together, and that was really good. And so we cleaned up the house, we got the energy together, we got rid of the creature. And I was walking around the bedrooms because now there's one entity that me and him, we got to talk because he's been the actual abuser this whole time. As I'm walking around the house is completely clear. It's clean. It feels awesome and everything. And so I'm like, Cyrus, where did he go? Like, where did he go? And my guide, all I see is his finger pointing that way. And when I look that way, when I look this way, it's almost like an image in the night. Okay. And there's this, you can see the entity literally running. There's all black around him. And he's like hauling ass that way, like away from us. And he's been the one who's been attached and abusing them the most. And so I decided that if we let him go, that he would be back. And so we went ahead and as a group, we called him back into the house because that's where he's bound to. That was his area and domain. So we were able to pull him back into the center. And once we pulled him into the center, we used our angels and guides to go ahead and send him off back from whence he came as well. We cleaned up the house, made sure there were no other portals or anything that were open that were letting anything else do. The funniest thing about this particular clearing is after we caught the entity, he was basically what we call a lower level demon. After we caught him and was able to banish him, up on the moment that we banished him, all you hear is this boom, this big crash of thunder, although it had already stopped raining. The girl who had been abused by him for so long happened to be there when we were doing that particular portion. And to see the expression, to see the change on her face, it's like the hold that he's had over her, the trauma that he produced for her had been lifted. And she was able to come back to just being herself again, being happy, being whole and healthy. I think that was probably the best portion of the clearing, was watching how much it truly affected all the members of that family who had been going through that for so long. And so that one was a pretty awesome clearing. We did do that one as a team, and it took a little bit of teamwork, but you know what? We knocked everything out. We were able to seal up the area and to seal off the house away from any other negative energies or entities that might enter. So that one was good.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. I had to come back for story time.
And this is why we added story time permanently, except next time, because I'm so excited. Oh, and I love
he takes us there, and you can see what he's seeing. It's really cool.
Pam was like, I don't have the details in mind that Justin has. Like, I'll just be like, I went there and then I walked around and I saw some orbs and then I left and
I cleared it.
cleared it and it was all good.
They threw a glass at me. I ducked.
Okay, so to finish off our portion, we have our drawing. I did have a couple people reach out to me. One person I haven't sent Justin their address, so that is my bad. But I'll follow up with Justin on the people that we've done the drawings with. We'll make sure everybody's gotten their stuff. And then the new person that gets some stuff this week from Justin and their spirit guides is Anna M. Yay! So go ahead and direct message us and send us your information so that we can get you your stuff, your metaphysical goodies. And then we will see everybody in 2 weeks with something fun and a surprise for all the mediums. And I just have to not talk to you guys for 2 weeks so I don't spoil what I've planned, because I'm the worst at keeping secrets, like the worst.
So we're going to be bugging you really bad for the next 2 weeks. Like, what do you?
Yeah, because if we see you tomorrow, and then might see you Sunday, then see you Thursday.
Well, see, it's a good thing that I am just going to block you guys all and go on vacation. So sorry about you. All right. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We have Liz here with us tonight.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.
We have Pam.
Thank you for coming. Thank you very much.
We have Justin.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
And I'm Taylor, and we are some of the mediums from the Partnership of Living Spiritual Guides. Again, if you aren't following us on YouTube, go and do it so that you get a notification whenever we go live, or like us on Facebook. I always share the link on there. We get questions from Facebook during these as well that I mix in, or text message or whatever. So make sure you guys go and follow us on all the social medias, and we will see